Assalamu alaikum, boys and girls. Our next topic is we have already started in a class is analytical geometry, where now we are going to introduce the circle as well. So before we go for this topic, question answers, we must know what are the formulas we know about analytical geometry already. So if I start noting down from there, from grade 10, grade 11, it's first thing I know from grade 9 is my gradient m is equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That's the first formula I know of. The second formula is the midpoint formula, where it's a capital M is equals to x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. The third formula I know is a distance formula, which is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. What else I know? If two lines are parallel, then the gradients will be equal. If two lines are perpendicular, then the multiplication of the gradient is equals to minus 1. How to find the equation of straight line is y minus y1 and x minus x1. Where my substitution, my x1 and y1 is 1 point, and my m is the gradient of that particular line. Okay, that's what I know. What else is my gradient is related to the angle tan theta. If I talk about the tan theta, that theta is the line between the x-axis is the line which is given to me and the x-axis, right hand side of the x-axis. That's the theta which I'm going to get if I use that formula m equals to tan theta. Further, I can simplify this one. Theta equals to tan inverse of my gradient. If I know the gradient, I'll be able to get what is the angle with x-axis. Okay, so that's the information, basic information you need before you start the analytical geometry question. In fact, in grade 12, all those formulas will be given to you, so no need to stress. So now I have done my background check. What are the equations going to be needed? The information check. Now it's time to start the question. You always start the question by reading the given information. If I see in the diagram the center circle S, so the circle has the center S, which is passing through origin. So it tells me that my origin values passing through origin. So I know for origin my x value and y value, both of them, they are 0. Then if I observe this line that is from O to S to P, it becomes a diameter, and S becomes this midpoint of that diameter. I already have two endpoints of the diameter. It means I will be able to calculate the coordinates of S, which will be the center of the circle. So if I go and see my question, they are looking for calculate the coordinates of S, the center of the circle. So which is nothing but it's my midpoint of the diameter OP. So let's start writing the answer. 4.1, my coordinates of S, which is the midpoint. I'm going to use the midpoint formula. Midpoint formula, that's capital M, be careful, is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2, negative 6, be careful there, divided by 2. So that means it's going to be 0 plus 4 is 2 divided by 2. 0 plus 4 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 0 minus 6 is minus 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So basically I found the coordinates of S, which is 2 and minus 3. Midpoint of the circle S is 2 and minus 3. So basically if I have the center, what else I'm going to need next for this chapter is the radius. I know the formula for the circle of the center, equation of the circle, it will be given to me in the form of x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals to r squared. So currently, right now, I got value of a, value of b, I got the center. So what is missing for me to work here is the radius. And my next question is also calculate the length of the radius. Basically, it is my distance formula. So if I work with the distance formula, distance is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Be careful. Please copy the formula correctly, which will be given to you. So in this case, x2 minus x1. So anyone can be my x2 minus x1. So if I can take this one as x1, y1, then the other one will be my x2, y2. So my length between S and P, that's the radius. So if I start substituting, the value is 2 minus 4 squared plus y2, so y1 minus y2 or y2 minus y1, it will not make any difference. So it's the square root of 2 minus 4 is negative 2 squared is 4 plus minus 3 plus 6 is going to be plus 3, 9. So basically my distance is square root of 13. This I can put it on my diagram. That distance which I found is square root of 13. It will help me later on to write the equation of the circle. Okay, so I'm done with that 4.2. So if I read further, question number 4.3, determine the equation of circle in the form of x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals to r squared, which I already have. My coordinates of s is 2 and minus 3, which is my value of a and value of b. So I can say it's x minus a squared plus y minus 3. So it's going to be plus 3 squared is equals to r squared. The distance I just found it is square root of 13, that is r. I have to do squared, so basically in the next step it will become 13. So if they say r squared, I can keep square root of 13 squared. That's 4.3. And this is what I'm going to keep it, because this is r squared, so I'm going to keep square in my equation. 4.4 now. Remember, we haven't finished reading. Whatever I did read a little bit, I worked on it, and that information was enough to follow some steps. So now I'm going to go and read further. It says that circle intersects x-axis at r. That means that r is my x-intercept. For that one, I will have some x value, but my y value will be 0. And y-axis at t. So at t will become my y-intercept. It will have the x value 0 and y value will be something. Later on, we will be able to use that 0 for 0 in r as a substitute of y, and 0 in t as a substitute of x in one of the equation. Mostly it's the equation of the circle. Okay, So if I read further, the tangent, it says the tangent. The meaning of tangent in the circle geometry we have already discussed in grade 11 as well. The tangent is the line which touches the circle only once, and with radius it creates 90 degree. So here it's 90 degree. I mark whatever information is known. Okay, point P, 4 and minus 6 is already given to me. On the circle touches the tangent at P. I already used in some of the questions. Okay, then if I read further, if I extend that tangent, it is going to cut x-axis at Q and y-axis at U. Okay, that's just for my information there. Okay, now let me read. The further question says, why is the line QPU is 90 degree? So if I see Q, that's Q, that's P, that's U. Okay, there's a problem with the question. It should be QPS. So we are going to work with the QPS. What will be my reason? Angle QPS is 90 degree because I know tangent is perpendicular to radius. So now this question is guiding me further. What it says, it's talking about tangent perpendicular to radius. So it means I'm going to go for the next question, which says m1 times m2 equals to minus 1. Most probably your next question is related to my previous answer. So if I start with 4.5, the reading 4.5 says show that the equation of a tangent UQ is this. Y equals to, basically they are asking me to calculate the equation of this tangent, and they are telling me it should look like y equals to 2 over 3x minus 26 over 3. Remember, they are asking me to prove this one. I cannot use it as a start of the question. So basically, I'm looking for the equation of circle. So I'll start with my formula. Y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. So in this formula, I'm going to look at what do I have. I have x1 and y1. That's point P, 4 and minus 6 on that diagram. So that's 4 and that's minus 6 on that line. What else I'm missing? I'm missing m. So basically, once I finding out m, then I'm going to substitute my p, which is x1 and y1, into this equation. I'll be able to get the answer. So how I'm going to calculate m? M is the gradient of that tangent which is unknown to me. And I don't have 2 points on that tangent so that I can find. So the other way is to find the gradient of the radius, which is SP. If I can find the radius of this, the tangent of this radius or gradient of that radius, then I can do some calculation, will be able to give me a value. So the gradient of SP, where S is the center, coordinate is 2 and minus 3, and P is 4 and minus 6. So if I know this one, my gradient of SP is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So it says 3 over negative 2. So if I know gradient of the radius, which is this, now I need to find, so this one is 3 over 2. It's not 3 over 2, I'm thinking one step ahead. So that gradient I found just now, that is SP U Q. So if I found M is 3 over 2 negative, then I'll be able to transfer that information to write the gradient of this line, which is m equals to 2 over 3. I will invert my numerator denominator. I'll put the opposite sign. That's the short way of calculating m. So basically now I got m also, which is 2/3. So now it's time to substitute it m here, and that point is here and here. So let's start substituting. So y minus, what is my y1? y1 is minus 6 equals to m, which I found 2/3. What is my x? I'm going to keep it because it is needed in my equation. Minus x1. x1 is 4. So if I multiply this, 2/3 x minus 8 over 3, that negative 6 will become positive, which I don't want it one side. The other side, I just need y equals to. So that plus 6 will become minus 6 this side. So when I use a calculator for this part, it is going to give me the answer negative 26 over 3. That gives me the equation of line. If I compare with this, my answer here with the given information, okay, it's matching. So basically I got the answer, and I'm confident that up to so far whatever work I have done is correct, because for the questions what is required by the question, I have it. Okay, so now the next question, 4.6. Question 4.6, it says that determine the coordinates of t. So let me go back and see where is t. Okay, here I found t. Then that t, if I see, it is my y-intercept with a circle. So my x-coordinate I already have noted down 0. So that means it's going to help me now. The substitution equals to 0. Basically my equation is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 y plus 3 squared is equals to 13. Previous questions 4.2, I think it's 4.3. 4.3, I have that answer. Okay, so basically in that one, if I substitute it, because t is my y-intercept, my x value is 0, y plus 3 squared equals to 13. Now I'm left with only one unknown. If I solve for this unknown, then I'm going to get my answer. So let's start with it. Y plus 3 squared is equals to 13 is already there. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. If I take it the other side, it will be negative 4. So I'm left with, for 13 minus 4 is 9. Y plus 3 squared. If I have to go to y, I need to take square root both the sides. So my answer is plus or minus 3. I'm left with 5 plus 3. Then if I further simplify it, that y equals to plus 3 plus or minus 3 minus, it gives me two answer, y equals to plus 3 minus 3 and y equals to minus 3 minus 3. So this answer is 0 and this answer is minus 6. Out of those two, depending on the position of t, I'm going to select one value of y. Let me go back and check where we are. We are the coordinates of t. T is below x-axis. Below x-axis, y value is going to be negative. So my selection for out of those two, y value is going to be y equals to negative 6. So therefore, I will write in the form of coordinates. Coordinates of t is 0 and minus 6. Okay, let's go ahead and read the next question. Determine the ratio of triangle OTP and PTU in the simplest form, and it consists of 5 marks. So I must go and observe which area they are looking for. They are looking for the area. Let me just erase all the values and there it's too much congested. So they are looking for this area OTP. So basically that area of this triangle. Oh, okay, I can see this one. This is now my right angle triangle. Coordinates of T, I just found it is 0 and -6. And the another triangle they are asking is UTP. This is what I'm looking for, and this is what. So that's the ratio we are looking for. So let's see, what do we have? We have, okay, so both of them, they are right angle triangles, so I can use, let me start using the formula. The last question is question number 4.7. 4.7 is the area of triangle OTP divided by ratio of area of triangle TPU. So far I got both of them the right angle triangle. So my formula is half base times height. My base, if I see for this triangle, is from T to P. That's base. So coordinate of T is 0 and -6. P is, so let me just draw it there where I'm working. Right, it's not going to take much of my time. So let me quickly draw that triangle. This is what the triangle I have. That's T, that's P, and that's O. So this length, if I see, it's 0 to -6, so it's 6 unit. And this one, if my coordinate is 0 and -6, this coordinate is 4 and -6. So that leads me to 0 to 4. So that means this is going to be 4 units. So if I use the formula, half base times height, base is 4 and my height is 6. So the next triangle which they are asking me is this. Oh, okay, basically I don't have coordinates of U. So I'll go back again and check what are my coordinates of U. So where is U? If I see that U is in on that line, U, P, Q, which U is my y-intercept of that line, so that means my x value is 0. So to find the coordinates of U, my y value will be something, my x value is 0. That 0 will help me to substitute. So basically I found the equation of that straight line. If I see it is y equals to 2/3 minus 26/3. So in that equation, if I now substitute that 0, is going to give me the y value of U. So let me go back there. So my equation is y equals to 2/3 x, which is 0 minus 26 over, what was it, minus 26/3. So basically negative 26/3. 2/3 times 0 is 2/3. So y coordinate is negative 26/3. So 0 and negative 26/3. So this length is, so half, it's my base. Base is still 4 and my height is negative 26/3. That's the ratio they are looking for. So what I can do, half and half will get cancelled, 4 and 4 will get cancelled. So if I rewrite this one, 6 over 1 times 3 over negative 26. So it's going to be 18 over negative 26. It is possible to divide by 2. So this is my simplest ratio. I think we are done with this question. This question overall is 20 marks. So this question is going to be easy. Just work, concentrate on your given information and stick to a basic. See the important word, highlight that, underline that, and then keep going using the formulas. Make sure your negative substitutions are correct, and then I don't think so it is going to give you any challenges. I hope you have enjoyed the explanation. If there is a further question, you can post me anytime. Then we will have a look at it. I think this information, this work is going to help you to do other example on your own. Thank you very much.